I actually am very excited about this round of new makeup updates. I have so many holiday collections, limited editions by Essence and Catrice, but also the holiday collection by Kiko Milano to update you on. Also, we're going to be talking about the advent calendars that I have tried. Not so much the Kiko one, because that is mostly products that they have in their line and their limited edition for the holidays as well. But we're really going to be talking about the Essence and Catrice, how I feel in general about those, and if I would pick those up again. There's just so much here that has really come out at the end of 2024, where I really just want to round up my thoughts, let you know how I feel. And after this, I feel like I can kind of like lower the pace, and I will be able, hopefully, to notice that I'm slowing down a little bit with purchasing, which is my plan for this year. I still have a few products, of course, that I have to update you on. New things are still coming in, but I just feel like this is what I've really been looking forward to just let you know and be able to put these products in my collection. Let's start out with the Kiko Milano holiday collection that I've tried. Some of these products I did get through the advent calendar, and some of these products I did buy myself later on when the collection was available. So a lip formula from this collection that I did put in my best of the year is actually these metallic lipsticks. These are the Holiday Wonderlights Starry Night Sparkling Lipstick. I got first shade 03 in the advent calendar. This is the red sparkling one. It's more of a metallic look. Then I bought 02, and this is a shade that I'm currently wearing. This is kind of like a muted rose. It almost had something a little bit like darker and dusty about it. It's a little bit almost vampy for a rose. I think it's a really beautiful color. I really love this one. In general, as I said, I love this formula. I put it in my yearly favorites. It's very comfortable. It's really beautiful. It's shiny without being overly frosty and without looking kind of like cheaper or unflattering. Like, I feel like there's a fine line usually with metallic lipsticks, and these are done really well. They last well, they feel good, they look really nice. I like the packaging a lot, and also the shades. Then I also bought shade 01 in the Black Friday sale. This is more of a like warmer toasty nude. This one I haven't worn as much. The rose shade definitely is my favorite. Looking a little bit deeper today because I did apply quite a dark lip liner, so it can also be worn a little bit less vampy than this. I just think this is an amazing formula. Then we have the Holiday Wonderlights Festive Duo Lipstick and Gloss, and honestly this could have been in my yearly favorites as well. I don't know why I didn't. This could have been in my yearly favorites. This is such a good lip duo. So this is a lipstick on the one side. This is a beautiful matte lipstick, pigmented, smooth, looks super flattering on the lips. This is 02. It is such a beautiful color. And then we have a gloss on top. And this gloss just works really well with the lipstick. You have a really small doe foot, which I really like, because when I use a lipstick with a gloss, I usually just apply a little bit on like the focal points, the high points, and I just wanted to not like smear too much all over the lipstick. This combination is so beautiful. Really love this shade as well. Absolutely gorgeous formula. Then we have the eyeliners. Oh wait, this is not an eyeliner. Then we have the eyeliner that I tried from this collection. This is the Holiday Wonderlights Twinkling Liquid Eyeliner. And this was the shade, it doesn't say the shade, I think this was from the advent calendar. But this is kind of like the light silvery shade, kind of like silvery blue. Pretty cute, honestly. I've come to realize that super light silvery eyeliners aren't really something that I use a lot. And I have quite a few now. I did buy another one from the Catrice update as well. I think maybe they should go on my low buy or no buy list. No more silver liners. Like, the formula of this is good. I think Kiko does great eyeliners in this style of packaging. They work well. It's just like, what kind of looks do you use it? Then we have the Holiday Wonderlights Bronze Signature Contour Stick in 01. I really like this formula. It blends really well. It actually works well. It is quite creamy, just easy to diffuse. But I do have to say, and I've said it before, the shape of this product doesn't work with the formula, because at the top it's kind of like more slim, and therefore it easily breaks off because it is so creamy. So if this would have had another shape, this could have been a favorite. Now I feel like it's a little bit inconvenient. It's kind of like breaking apart while you're applying it, but the color and formula of this is really nice. Then we have the Kiko Milano Holiday Wonderlights Sparkly Matte Liquid Lipstick. These liquid lipsticks that are kind of like a glitter switch formula. These have been, and I feel like still are, quite a high. Like, this is the formula where you apply it on the lips, let it dry, and then you rub your lips together and the shimmer like shines through. You get kind of like this matte but glitter lip. This is a pretty cute liquid lipstick. Like, the color is quite nice. This is 01, a pinky lipstick. But basically my overall review of all of these, except one that is so bad, I put it in the worst of the year. Generally speaking, this type of liquid lipstick dries down to a very powdery matte feeling, kind of drier looking and feeling lip product. It is really kind of uncomfortable. It just becomes really powdery, and I feel like that is just how this formula works in a way. I don't love it, but it's pretty cute. If you like it, if you've tried other glitter switch liquid lipsticks, you didn't mind the powdery feel, you think you might like this. Like, this is not absolutely terrible or unusable, but for me, I think I'm kind of done with these really powdery feeling, dry feeling liquid lipsticks. And then we have the Holiday Wonderlights Starlight Kiss Lip Balm. So this one looks quite interesting. It has a shimmer on the outside. It feels pretty nice on the lips, but your lips are not really gonna look shimmery, so keep that in mind. Then we have this single eyeshadow. This is the Holiday Wonderlights Metallic Magnitude eyeshadow. This is more of a drier formula. It's a champagne eyeshadow. It's kind of like this shimmery topper. It is pretty cute. I do feel like there are better eyeshadows out there for the price. Like, it's a good eyeshadow, but it's just, I believe these are now like 10 euros. Probably at this point you can get it on a sale if it's still available. But I feel like for the price there are better things that you can buy, even at like Catrice. Like, there are some single eyeshadows that are just very special, and I feel like this doesn't warrant the price that you pay for it. Then we have the Holiday Wonderlights Radiant Flush Blush in Rose Pudding. I have made my way through the overspray. So this is a gradient overspray, very shimmery. Once you make your way through, it becomes kind of like a rosy satin blush. The blush underneath it is actually quite nice, but it's kind of strange how you have one formula at once and you get like really shimmery cheeks, and then you take your time and then you have a different formula, and you can never use the shimmery formula again. If that was what you were hoping for, like, you will feel a little bit betrayed by this product. I felt betrayed by this product, even though I knew going into it that it had an overspray because I saw it in store. But yeah, not too happy about this one, even though the product itself isn't bad quality. I just don't understand the overspray. Then we have the Holiday Wonderlights Merryglow highlighter in Graceful Rose. This is actually a beautiful highlighter. It's kind of like a drier, more powdery formula, but it looks really nice on the skin. It looks a very beautiful, glowy. It is just quite an interesting formula, especially for Kiko Milano, because usually they go for more like truly baked products, or they go for something that is like a beige gelée, but there's just something about it. It does look really beautiful and glowy and glossy on the skin, and I did really like the color of that one. Then this eyeshadow palette I also mentioned in my yearly ranking of eyeshadow palettes. If you haven't seen it, might be interesting to see where Kiko Milano palettes and other palettes that I'm talking about in this video ended up. This is the Holiday Wonderlights Festive Flash eyeshadow palette, and I think this is a pretty cute palette. It's not my favorite formula from Kiko Milano. They have done better palettes, but the color story makes sense. You can do some cute looks with it. The shimmers are just a little bit on the softer side. The mattes are kind of like on the softer side, but they blend well. It makes a cute look. If you really like this color story, just the like holiday vibe, I can understand that, but I wouldn't say run out and buy this. Okay, then we have the Revolution Metallic Muse collection. This was their holiday collection with another one of the Icon palettes. This palette I really like the quality of. I do really like the color story. I think the Icon palettes have a really beautiful shimmer formula, buildable mattes. I do like the cream eyeshadows that they put in these palettes. If I apply them with a finger, they don't crease on me, which I do really appreciate, because a lot of the time cream eyeshadows will crease on me. I like the kind of like neutral pink, gray, purple color story. For me, I did try this black in this palette. It doesn't always happen. It doesn't often happen that I actually try the black in a palette. But this time around I did do a look with the black and some silvers. I do think it's a little on the harsher side, but it's just my personal opinion. It doesn't have to influence you at all. The black did work well. It's really easy to use. It's not like a full on black, which makes it a little bit more like softer, easy to like create a look with if you're not someone who wants a super smoky look. I think this is a cute palette. I can see myself doing more looks with it. I love the fact that we have a dark purple in this to combine with the pinks. If this black were like a really deep brown, this could have been my new favorite palette in the Icon range. Now it's just a really nice palette. I do really like it. Then in this collection we also had the Shimmer Balm Gloss. I do believe that they launched some other shades in this Shimmer Balm formula. Like, I don't know if it didn't exist before or if they just added to the range. I don't exactly know what's going on with this, but at least I think they had some new shades. But I really like this formula. It's thin, it's really nice and shimmery without being chunky. It looks really nice on lips. It's a comfortable formula. I really enjoy it. Then we have these lipsticks from the collection as well. I bought these because I thought these were gonna be somewhat similar to the Kiko Milano ones from their holiday collection. So here we have Iced Berry, and they have the shimmer on the outside, and on the inside it seems like they could be like a shiny metallic lipstick. And then we also have the pink one, also shimmery on the outside. And then it looks like, it wouldn't really be metallic, but it looks like it could be like shiny. But I feel like these are just a strange formula, kind of like a thinner lipstick that sinks into the lips and doesn't look super smooth or super good on the lips. These are not my favorites. These aren't anywhere near the Kiko ones in quality. I was really hoping to get more of that formula. That wasn't this. And then we also have the two liquid eyeshadows in this collection in silver and gold. And these are cute liquid eyeshadows. These are not as impactful as some liquid eyeshadows that I've tried recently, but these are pretty cute. They work well. You can put them on kind of like as a topper over your eyeshadow, or you can use them in the inner corner. Like, these are cute liquid eyeshadows. Then we also have the Catrice Holiday collection. This is the Festive Treasures collection. And first up we have the multi-use palette that I also ranked in my yearly palette ranking. This is a pretty cute palette. I like the cheek products, I like the blush, I like the highlighter. They feel more like a traditional cream cheek product, but they do work well. They have a nice glow. They're not chunky or glittery or anything like that. I did enjoy them. There is, however, already a lot of eyeshadow in them because they are just right next to eyeshadows without anything to protect them. So that's kind of like what you get with an all-in-one palette when you put cheek products like this, like cream cheek products with eyeshadows. The eyeshadows are pretty cute. I feel like some of them are a little bit on the softer side. If they were a little bit more impactful, this could have been maybe a little better, but it's a cute palette. I'm not mad at it. I think they did a pretty good job with this. Like, the looks that you can do with this are cute. They are nice. If you really enjoy just the vibe of this and the colors in this, I don't think you would be mad at it. Then next up, something that I actually put in my yearly favorites. This is the Catrice Metallic Eye Pencil from that collection. This is in a beautiful kind of emerald green shade. This is so glidey, so pigmented, so beautiful, so easy to blend, so easy to smoke out. It is just a beautifully pigmented, kind of glowy, but not chunky eyeliner. I love the shade, love the formula, absolutely amazing. If they had like a line of these, I would be the first one in line to buy them. I love that eyeliner so much. Then we also have the blushes in this collection. We have liquid blush drops, and I got all three shades. My favorite one, and the one that I'm wearing today as well, is the one in Chestnut Roasting CO3. And this is just such an interesting formula. You shake it, then I apply it on the back of my hand, work it into the brush, and then apply it on the cheeks. It is a really serum-y formula. It looks serum-y, very natural on the cheeks. This is not a formula that's really gonna make your skin look perfected, or that is really gonna smooth everything over or blur anything out. It is really serum-y, it is really thin, and that is also how it looks on the skin. It's really like this natural look. However, these are really easy to blend out. They give a really nice glow without being glittery, shimmery, or too heavy. They do dry down. It's not like it stays tacky on the skin. The only thing that I would say about this type of formula is just that it doesn't perfect the skin as much as somewhat thicker or more pigmented products, cheek products. So it's kind of like, do you in general enjoy kind of like serum-y cheek products? And I think you would really like these. I think the formula and the shades of these are really cute, are really nice. For me, it's kind of like for a certain occasion, for a certain like moment in time where I actually want my cheeks to look a little bit more natural. Then we also have the lipsticks in this collection. One of them, the pink one, is in a bag somewhere. I have here the darker kind of like berry one. These are nice lipsticks, creamy, sort of shiny. I like the packaging, but I like the packaging for this whole collection and the vibe for this whole collection. These are pretty cute, pretty nice. Not my absolute favorite formula, but definitely a decent formula, a good cream lipstick. Okay, so I have some limited editions by Essence that I've recently been trying. I tried 2 items from the Xmas Kisses collection. I have here the color changing shimmer lip oil. This is just a very lackluster product. There's a really small doe foot, so it's really like, what am I even applying? And then this seems like it would be red and kind of shimmery, but it just ends up being a very generic pink pH reacting type color, like exactly what you would usually get with pH reacting products. So it's not shimmery, it's not red. It makes you think it's something that it's not. I don't think this is a special product, and I just don't really feel like that is a must-have. Then we have the blush and highlighter duo. The packaging of this, I do have to say, is pretty cute. Like, pretty cute packaging. Then we have kind of like a matte blush, a rosy nudie shade to a shimmery highlighter. The blush in this is pretty cute, but you have a really small space to grab it if you just want the matte blush. There's always going to be some shimmer in this. The highlighter is a champagne shimmery highlighter if you want something more kind of like everyday, office friendly. This might not be for you. I think it's a pretty cute product. Then we have the You Make My Day collection. We have the By Face lip oil. I feel like this is fine. The packaging is pretty cute, but it has that typical strong, very like clean, like a cleaning product kind of scent. I am not gonna be buying any more By Face lip oils. I'm no longer buying pH reacting products this year. I'm no longer buying By Face lip oils. I am over them. I don't think they are anything special. Then we have this lip tower. I think some of the products in here are kind of cute, especially the shimmer lip balm. I feel like it's a pretty cute looking lip balm. It adds a little bit of dimension to lips. It feels pretty nice. But honestly, how much would I actually reach for something that is in a lip tower like this? Even if I might like the formula, I just feel like this is taking it a little bit too far. And this is just really feeling a little bit too much like children's makeup. Of course, we all have different ideas of like what makeup should look like. Like, you can really, really love this concept, this idea, the whole vibe of this collection. I just feel like it isn't really for me. Then we also have the lip balm, and this is the You Make My Day lip butter. The formula of this is not bad, but I just feel like this smells so typically artificial. The typical artificial Essence limited edition scent that they put in every limited edition. I wish they would stop with that. So even though I quite like the balm in here, the scent is so unpleasant for me that I'm not really gonna be using that again. Then the reason that I'm actually happy that in the end I tried this collection is this highlighter. So this is the beige highlighter from the You Make My Day collection. This is in 01 You Brighten Up My Day, and this is a really beautiful, smooth, glowy, glossy highlighter. I actually think this is such a beautiful product. We have all these different colors of highlighter. You can kind of mix and match, and it just looks really beautiful on the skin. After I first gotten it, I actually used these top 3 a lot, especially the top 2, like the pink ones in here I think are really beautiful. I actually really, really like this highlighter. You also have like different shades for an inner corner highlight. This is a beautiful one. Then we have the Essence I Love It a Chocolate collection. I have here the lip gloss in the collection, and honestly the shade and the formula of this gloss, it's really beautiful. I really like it. It's really like toasty brown, a beautiful color, but the applicator of this just makes it so hard to use. It's supposed to be kind of like a whipped cream disperser. I don't know what the name of that is, but it's just really hard to use this on the lips. Of course, you can use it with a lip brush. You can use it in different ways. You can also like take this off if that would help you with the application. Like, then you just have a hole. Would be really nice to have a doe foot in this because I love the formula. The application just makes this a little bit less of a pleasant product to use. Then we have the Essence Love It Chocolate lip oil. This is a pretty cute lip oil. It smells really strongly of chocolate. The lip gloss as well smells of chocolate. I feel like that scent is a little bit less strong than the lip oil. Like this is really hitting you in the face with a chocolate mousse or brownie or anything like that. This is pretty cute. I like the packaging of it. Is it really like super special? No. And then we have the Essence Love It Chocolate Highlighter Glaze. This is actually what I'm wearing today. This is a very strange product because on the outside we have really like this Vaseline type like product, and then on the inside we have a powder highlighter that doesn't pick up with the brush, but if you use this with your finger and then apply it to the cheeks, it actually becomes kind of like a duochrome rose gold to gold slightly shimmery highlighter, and it actually starts looking pretty beautiful. So it's like, in a way, I don't like this product at all, but if I use it in a very specific manner, then I do like it. So can I really tell you, like, pick this up, I think you're gonna love it? No, but if you like the way my cheeks are looking and you wouldn't mind applying this with a finger, like this could still definitely work. I just feel like this could have been done better, but the end result that I get using it like this is really pretty. And then we have one of my favorite Essence products that I've tried at the end of last year. This is the Essence Love It Chocolate Blush Mousse. And this is a really cute packaging, first up. And then this is called Chocoholic's Dream. And this is just such a beautiful color. This is a really nice kind of like almost toasty rosy shade. It's kind of like a natural flush almost, and then it's a cream blush. It isn't moussey. They say it's a blush mousse. It isn't moussey. It's just a cream blush. It's really easy to apply, really easy to blend. When I first got it, I actually used this a bunch. It's a beautiful color. It just looks super natural and it just looks beautiful. It is a skin-like finish. I really like this blush. Then I bought a few products from the My Heart Beats Disco collection. This is the My Heart Beats Disco highlighter. This is a pretty cute highlighter. If you like a clear base with silvery white shimmers highlighter. This is like that super shimmery highlighter that from a distance looks like a wet look. Up close you do see like the shimmers on the skin. It's a very shimmery, glittery. To me, this is not an everyday highlighter. I don't know how much I will actually end up using this on the cheek, but there's just something about this formula. It does look really good. It does seem like a really nice dupe of the Fenty Diamond Bomb. If you like that, you want a cheaper alternative, like this could be for you. Then we have the Disco Ball lip gloss, and this just once again has that very artificial sweet scent from Essence. I don't like the scent at all. The gloss in itself is pretty cute. It gives a slight pinky look to the lips. It feels pretty hydrating. I just don't like the scent of this at all. Then something that was in my worst of the year is the My Heart Beats Disco Glitter Switch liquid lipstick. This looks so amazing in the packaging. It looks so amazing in the swatch because it kind of looks like it would be a red liquid lipstick with a pink fuchsia shimmer. It looks really beautiful, but then when you apply it to the lips and you let it dry down and then you rub your lips together, it's so sticky that you pull like the whole liquid lipstick apart while attempting to do the glitter switch part of the lipstick. Like this is not good. This is not working. It's like the most patchy, sticky, terrible liquid lipstick that I've ever used. This to me is unusable. If I would see anyone giving this a good review, I would be shocked. And like, I'm not saying that it's absolutely impossible because sometimes people like things that I really hate and the other way around, but I would be surprised. And then from the My Heart Beats Disco collection, we also have the silvery liner. This is what I was just talking about. I have many silvery liners for someone who doesn't really know what to do with it. That doesn't make a lot of sense. So my no-buy list is getting longer and longer. I might do a video about it actually if you want to see it. Like, could be interesting. And then you can also keep me accountable. I might make a list. Okay, so this is the My Heart Beats Disco liner. I have to say, I did try this again, like before doing this look. I was like, oh, what was the deal again with this liner? And when you first apply it, it's like, oh, it's nice and smooth, it's pigmented. But then when it dries down, it becomes kind of patchy and you have to kind of go over it, but it's still kind of patchy. So actually, I don't think this is a very good product. I don't think this is a very good liner. And I actually like the Kiko one better than I like this one. I feel like this is a little bit weird in like how the pigmentation reacts to my skin, because first it looks pretty good, but then later on, like after 30 seconds or so, it looks really patchy. Not too long ago, I actually tried the Catrice Arctic Illusion collection as well. And in this collection, we have the glitter eyebrow and eyelash styler. And this is actually a super pigmented silver like mascara and eyebrow gel. And this I actually quite enjoyed as an eyebrow gel, kind of like as a topper after I had done my eyebrows. Using this on its own, I don't feel like it really gives enough of a hold or enough of a fluffy effect. Like on its own, this doesn't do enough for the brows. Like you have to make sure that your brows are already looking good and then you can apply this on the lashes. It did work, like it did color my lashes silver. Didn't really love the look of that. I don't think I have a photo or a video of that, because when I did that I was like, not really for me. But I think if you'd want to try something like this one is very pigmented. It does give quite a like truly silvery effect. It's like, it is definitely visible. I feel like with some reviews that I've seen of other brow mascaras that are that silvery glimmery products that give you that silvery glimmery look, I feel like I've seen some videos on these types of mascaras, eyebrow mascaras, that are just a little bit more sparse, not as pigmented as this one. Then we have the highlighter in this collection. This packaging is really beautiful. So this is the Catrice Arctic Illusion highlighter CO1 Crystal Cold. This is a beautiful highlighter. It is kind of like a silvery highlighter with almost a little bit of a blue effect to it, which makes it look very cool without it being like a truly colorful highlighter. It is quite a nice, kind of like creamy feeling formula. And it's just the slightest hint like silvery blue. Maybe not the slightest, but it's kind of like, it's not a true blue highlighter, and it's just, it has more of a subtle shimmer to it than the My Heart Beats Disco collection. It is a really stunning highlighter. It gives a really like fresh look to the face, especially when you have a little bit more of a cool undertone. It can really like brighten up the face without being too crazy. It is just a beautiful, kind of like slightly subtly shimmery, like it's not chunky shimmery highlighter. And the packaging of this is really beautiful. I actually really enjoy this. Then what I'm also wearing today is the Catrice Face Glaze from this collection. This product really surprised me. It is kind of like this almost like jelly, liquidy, kind of iridescent liquid eyeshadow and highlighter. This is really beautiful as a highlighter. It gives a really nice like multi-chrome effect, almost like a multi-chrome highlighter. Well, maybe not multi-chrome. It gives almost like a duochrome iridescent effect to the cheeks. It's really beautiful. I today use it in my inner corner. It can be used as kind of like an eye topper, as an inner corner, like for different things. It's really how you like to use it. It does completely dry down, which I do really enjoy. Like it doesn't become like weird or creasy or gloopy or anything like that. This is an interesting product. It's a nice one. It is something that is really multi-use. You can use it in different ways. And the fact that it dries down makes it something that you can use like basically anywhere on the face. Then we also have the glosses from this collection. I think these glosses are really cute. Once again, the packaging of these is really nice. I do have to say that these have a pretty subtle color to them, but they do have a nice amount of like shimmer, not really like glitter, but shimmer. They have a nice amount of shine. I do really like these on the lips. At first they feel pretty minty, but later on they just feel really comfortable and nice. A pretty thin formula, but they are not too thin for my dry lips. After you've eaten something with them, like the gloss and the color does wear off, but you still feel kind of like a softness. It still feels a little hydrated, which I do really enjoy with these. I think these are just really cute. Like the look of them, the feel of them, there's just something about these. I do like the vibes. Do you need all three of them? Definitely not. I would just pick up like your favorite color of the three. Like this one as well, this is kind of like a periwinkle shade, but it's pretty subtle. Like it is slightly shimmery and it's just slightly blue. So on the lips, it's not going to be a crazy pigmented lip gloss. It's not gonna make like a huge difference, but these are cute glosses. I do like them. Then I have a few actually kind of random things that I couldn't really fit into a category. First up, I have here the Anastasia Beverly Hills lipstick that I got from Caitlin Costello in our makeup mystery box collab. This is the satin lipstick in soft brown. This is a really nice formula. It's comfortable, it looks really nice on the lips, it's very smooth, and it's a really nice amount of pigmentation. This is just not my absolute perfect color because it's a little bit more of a warm toasty brown. It's not something that I wear a lot, but I do really like the formula. I am gonna refrain from buying my perfect shade in this formula. I usually do that when I find a formula that I really like. I go to find my perfect shade. So the shade isn't truly for me, but I can appreciate how beautiful this formula is. Then I tried this Maybelline concealer. This is a Superstay Active Wear Concealer. I have quite a light, slightly bright yellow shade. It's not exactly for me. But yeah, I did buy this online, I think. This is shade 05. I did check out the shades in store at ATOS at the drugstore in the Netherlands, and the shade that was a little deeper than this one also didn't seem like it would be my shade. So the shade range I don't think is great. Then this formula, I don't think it's gonna be my favorite formula. I think I can conclude that very serumy concealers aren't really what I'm looking for. I feel like concealers that are a little bit more creamy, are a little bit more thick almost in the formula, work a little bit better for me and my under eyes. I just have very dry skin and I just don't feel like this sits on my skin perfectly. So this isn't my personal favorite. A lot of people seem to really like it, but yeah, it's not for me. Then I tried the Maybelline New York Superstay Lumi Matte Foundation. I actually really like this foundation. This formula is really blendable, really easy to use. It has a nice amount of coverage. It is a little bit more than a light coverage. I feel like it's more like a medium coverage. I don't know what they say it is. Long-lasting luminous matte finish. It doesn't really say the coverage level, but I feel like it's like a pretty buildable medium coverage. I really like the effect of this. It's kind of like a skin-like matte foundation. It doesn't look weird. It doesn't grab onto dry patches. It doesn't feel too dry. It doesn't feel heavy. And it's just easy to use. I don't see any weirdness on my skin. My skin is looking really good. This shade isn't my perfect shade. This is shade 90. I definitely have to go and find one that is maybe a hint darker and a hint more like neutral, because this one looks quite pinky on me. It's not exactly my shade, but I can really appreciate the formula. And I could kind of like match it with my blush, bronzer and everything more to the rest of me. But yeah, I'm probably gonna buy another shade. Then today I'm actually wearing this one. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Beauty Balm in shade 3, the Serum Boosted Skin Tint. And I actually quite enjoy it, but I do have some notes. So this skin tint is really like a creamy, emollient, lightly pigmented, but still kind of like thicker product when you apply it on the skin. I feel like this feels really hydrating, feels really good. Really like the shade on myself. I feel like it's a really easy product. And after I've used it, also my skin feels quite nice and soft. It does feel dried out. It feels really good. And it does last well on me. And it just has a very natural look to it. The only thing is that it becomes a little messy. I feel like this product becomes a little messy. We have this kind of like cap. I don't know if I should leave it on or if I should just take it off and leave it off, but this cap just kind of like becomes very messy. And then this, it is so creamy that it kind of gets everywhere. Like it's in the process of getting everywhere. So I do really like the effect of this on the skin. I do really like it on myself. I do really like the way it wears over time, and just I feel like my skin is looking pretty good right now, but not too like heavily makeup. It still looks pretty natural, but I feel like even though I really enjoy this, I feel like it's still a little bit less easy to use than, for example, the Charlotte Tilbury Unreal Skin Tint stick, which is my absolute favorite at the moment. But probably will be dethroned by the Catrice one that I tried recently. Like, I'm gonna be testing that out thoroughly to see which one I actually like the most. But I just feel like this one is a little messy. But in the end, I can definitely see myself using this up because just looking at my skin, I really enjoy it. Okay, let's discuss the Essence and Catrice Sister Love collection with Finding Dory and Up. I'm gonna start out with the Catrice portion. So first up we have here the loose powder blush. This one has 3 different shades. You can kind of like mix and match. It's very, very mattifying. I feel like this is so matte that it really looks like I'm applying a colored setting powder and it's just taking all of the life out of my face. I feel like whatever I applied on top of, it just becomes super matte and it just becomes very one-dimensional. This is not the type of look that I like. Maybe if you have really oily skin, this might work for you because your natural oils may kind of like make this look a little bit less like super matte, but this was not for me. Then this multi-use sparkle dust really confused me a little in the first video, but I actually have found a way I really like to use it, and that is on top of a glitter glue. I think this one really adheres beautifully to a glitter glue and then it becomes a really nice sparkly topper. You can work it in to look very well like that. I still feel like I have other products that might give me a similar effect, maybe like a liquid eyeshadow that are less messy. But if you don't mind a little bit of mess or you want to have a product like this that doesn't have anything mixed in just yet so you can do anything that you want, this is nice. Like, this works. Just don't try to use this like on its own. Mix it with something. Then we have this balmy lipstick from the Dory collection. This one isn't for me. I find it too thin. I don't find it hydrating enough. The color is pretty cute and the packaging is also really cute, but I don't like this formula personally. I just like something a little bit more substantial on the lips. Then we also have these. These are the tinted lip and cheek jelly. I first bought this shade, which is 20 Cuddle Buddy, and this is a very terracotta shade. And I did really like the formula. The color I thought was going to be more of a red, which, yeah, it did end up being quite terracotta, but I did really like the formula. So I ended up buying shade 10 Dory's Daydream. And this is actually a pretty nice formula. I feel like it's really easily blendable on the cheeks. It is just, how do I describe it? It is kind of like liquidy, but then when you blend it out, it just blends out really easily and it becomes a skin-like finish. It's a very interesting product, kind of like a natural look on the cheeks. On the lips, it's more of a like subtle type of product. It just gives a natural kind of like skin-like satiny look. It is a pretty cute product. I like it for its ease of use and I think this color is really nice. Then we have the Finding Dory liquid bronzer and I have shade 10 and this was the shade light to medium. I think this is a really nice liquid bronzer. It's easy to use. I really love the color. It is a little messy, like when you take the doe food out of the packaging, it looks a little messy, but it works well, it blends well. It's a really beautiful, like, easy to use product with a really great shade. It's not too cool, it's not too warm. I actually really like this one. This is a great liquid bronzer and it seems to me that this is the same formula as what they had in the Summer Obsessed collection, but this one is easier to use because the packaging is much better. Then we have the 2 eyeshadow palettes that I've tried from this collection. These I've also ranked in my yearly ranking of eyeshadow palettes. I first up have the one in 10 Just Keep Swimming. This formula is actually really nice. The shimmers are really beautiful. A lot of them are really nice and sparkly. The mattes work well. I just feel like it's a very like light to mid-tone eyeshadow palette, which is not always what I want to go for. Like, I would love to see like 1 or 2 darker shades to get a little bit more impact, to get a little bit more contrast. Also, I feel like it's a very like one-noted palette. It's like a lot of shades to get maybe like 2 or 3 looks. So it's not a perfect palette, but it is quite a nice formula. We also have this one. This is 20 Great Barrier Reef. And this one is a very warm toned, corally bright eyeshadow palette. Once again, I feel like it's a little bit one-noted, but the formulas in here are really nice. You can get quite a good look out of it. The mattes do blend well. The shimmers are nice. And some of them do have a little bit more of a shimmery look to them. I just wish that these palettes were maybe a little smaller. I feel like then they would have been I feel like then they would have made a little bit more sense to me. Then the Essence and Up collection. I first up have here the eyeshadow palette that I tried from this collection. This is the one in 01 Adventures Ahead. And this is just a pretty okay palette. I feel like the formulas in here work, but they are not mind-blowing. They're just pretty basic. And once again, we have a lot of shades to get like maybe 2 or 3 looks. I feel like a lot of the shimmers look really similar on the eye. There's not a lot of depth in here. There's not a lot going on here. I just feel like it's a pretty like meh palette. It's okay, like it works. If you really like the color story, it will probably work for you. Then we have the, this was from the Finding Dory collection. I put it with the wrong pile. So this is the Catrice Finding Dory Metallic Eyeliner. And this is in the bright blue shade. This is a beautiful eyeliner. Really, really nice. I love the color of this. I love the whole vibe of this. I can't wait to wear this in the summer. Absolutely gorgeous. The color, the shine, the pigmentation. Really, really nice. Then we have the Glitter Switch lipstick from Essence from the Up collection. This is the one in Ellie's Enchantment. And this, once again, very similar to that Kiko one in that it's very powdery. It feels quite drying, feels quite dry. And it does look nice, but after a while it's just becoming a little bit too powdery and dry on the lips. Then we have the liquid blush lighters from this collection. I think these are really, really beautiful blush lighters. Really easy to blend, really easy to use. They do dry down, really glowy. I did in that video use these as like the all over blush and it was very, very glowy. Even for me it was a little bit much. So I did use these again. I did try these again. By the way, I have shade 01 Dusk in Paradise, that is the pink one, and I did buy the one in 02 Sunset Serenade as well. So this is kind of like the corally one. This used as a blush topper is so beautiful. Just use kind of like a cream blush first and then use this kind of like dabbed over it. Absolutely stunning. On its own, very, very glowy. Like it looks so juicy and glowy. It is absolutely beyond anything I've ever seen. They do dry down. They're really easy to use. And I'm happy that I tried them kind of like as a topper because I really love them like that. Oh yeah, and we also had the liquid highlighter from this collection. This one, really beautiful, really glossy looking. This is great. Dab it a little bit on top of your cheeks. Absolutely beautiful. I really, really love this formula. Then we have the Essence Glossy Lip Balm. I think this is a really nice lip balm. I should definitely like put this in my purse after I'm done like updating you on it because this is really nice, glossy, feels really good on the lips. Has a slight bit of tint to it, like nothing crazy, but I do really like this because it's a hydrating, easy to throw on lip product. Then we have the Up Hydro Kiss Lip Oil. I got the lilac one. I have just decided that I'm not gonna give this formula another chance. I'm not gonna buy this formula again because this is just so weirdly thick on the lips. It's just not for me. I don't like it. Okay, let's talk about the Revolution and Toy Story collab. I bought the lip duo. We have kind of like a glossy pH reacting lip stain kind of product in this. I did use this in my first impression as kind of like a stain, just as a stain. Like I applied it and took it off again, and then I applied the gloss on top. Really enjoyed it like that. I also, after used this on its own, I do feel like usually with these glossy stains, if you have really dry lips and the gloss of them kind of wears off, it becomes kind of like drying. It's kind of like dry, it kind of like dries into the lips. So in general, I do like this type of product the most when I use this in combination with something else and kind of like reapply the gloss or another gloss to kind of like keep that hydration in my lips. But if you're someone who likes a glossy lip stain and you don't mind kind of like this brighter pink pH reacting color to the lips, then you might actually really enjoy this. Like I do like this one, but I do also feel like, why didn't they say that this was a stain? Like they didn't say that, and a part of me kind of wishes that this was actually just a gloss, even though I did find a way. I do really like to use it. And then yeah, the lip gloss. This is a shimmery lip gloss. It seems like the Shimmer Balm lip gloss formula. It's a gold one. It is a really nice gloss formula, I do have to say. It's really beautiful. Then we have the Buzz Lightyear highlighter, and this is just a multicolored sparkly highlighter. Very beautiful, very out there. It does really like make your cheeks look shimmery. It's kind of like that My Heart Beats Disco highlighter by Essence, but then multicolored shimmers. Pretty cute, cuter than I expected. The packaging is also pretty cute. And then we have the Toy Story palette. In the end, I did rank this pretty low in my eyeshadow palette ranking. There's nothing really wrong with this formula, but just the fact that this is in the shape of a boot. And then the color story is a little bit like on the warm tone side, made me rank it a little lower. But honestly, this was better quality than I could have expected, than I could have predicted. Like, this is pretty nice. It's swatched pretty nice. The looks that I did with this were pretty good. Like, it blended well. It was pigmented. The red in this also was really pigmented. It was good for an eyeshadow palette shaped like a boot. Then I tried a few items from the Cloud Color Butterfly collection by Flower Nose. I tried the embossed highlight and contour palette in 02 Tawny Tea. So basically what I said in my first impression video, that's what I still feel like after trying this more. Like, this smaller bronzer is my color. This bigger pan of bronzer is not my color, which is kind of sad. Like, this is just too dark. It ends up looking a little bit patchy. This one is a good shade, so I kind of wish that it was turned around. And that's kind of like a problem with these contour palettes. Like, if they put in shades like this, it may end up not being your perfect shade that has such a big pan. Then this kind of like setting powder, it's very powdery. Right away get a lot of product on the brush. Not my absolute favorite. The highlighter in this is really beautiful. So the two products that I like in here are the smaller pans, and I'm kind of like, should I keep it for that? I do really love the packaging, but I'm kind of disappointed with this product. Then we have the eyeshadow palette in Incense Purple Haze. This is a pretty cute palette. I like the quality in this. All worked well, blended well. You basically get one look. The shimmers are pretty cute. I did rank it pretty high in my eyeshadow palette ranking because I do like the quality and I do like the tones and I do like the packaging of this. But I don't think it's as exciting as some other palettes that I've tried from Flower Nose. Like the Pink Swan Ballet palette, it's just still the best for me. And then we also have this glossy lipstick. This one is in Agar Wood. I do really like the color of this. I think this is a really beautiful lipstick. It's really like this cool tone, kind of like purpley brown, kind of like muted rosewood brownie shade almost. This formula is a little bit thinner than the glossy lipstick formula that they had in Swan Ballet collection, which is one of my absolute favorite glossy lipsticks that I have in my collection. This still stays on pretty well, still feels pretty good, but I did kind of wish that this was the formula from the Swan Ballet collection. I don't really know why they changed it. I just feel like this doesn't have as much of a grip as that one, but maybe people complained that it was too sticky. That could be the case, and this definitely isn't sticky anymore. If I didn't like directly compare this to the Swan Ballet lipsticks, I do feel like I would really enjoy it. Like, I do enjoy it, but because it's not the exact same, I'm just slightly disappointed. Alright, I'm gonna update you on some palettes that I also mentioned in my yearly ranking. And this one ended up really high in my ranking. This is a Lethal Cosmetics Spellcraft eyeshadow palette. I'm not gonna say what place it ended up at because maybe you haven't seen it yet and I don't want to spoil you. But this one I really love. I think it's a beautiful kind of like smoky purple neutral palette. A lot of special shimmers, really good options. Like, it makes a lot of sense to me, but also there's a lot going on that you can do. I love the fact that we have kind of like this gray and beige combination that can take the crease in a little bit of a different direction. It doesn't have to be purple. In my first impression video, I had a little bit of trouble blending Cauldron, but I haven't had that issue again. Like, I tried it again, didn't have any issue. Maybe I tried the wrong brush, or maybe my skin was just having an issue. I don't know. Sometimes something just doesn't work and you never know why. But yeah, the shimmers in here, really beautiful. Love the mattes here. Super pigmented, super blendable, really easy to use. I just love the whole vibe. I love the packaging as well. This new formula that Lethal Cosmetics has been doing, I'm just a huge fan and I can't wait to see what else they're gonna be doing. Like, I am very excited about this brand. I can't wait. Then this one I have gotten so many comments on. Every time I wore this eyeshadow palette, like, everyone went wild. It was interesting. It was interesting. There hasn't been a palette like this that has evoked such a reaction. So this is the Violet Crazy palette by Catrice Cosmetics. I did get this in PR from C Beauty Mall. This is just such a gorgeous color story. I love a half neutral, half colorful color story that leans more like purple pink. This makes a lot of sense to me. That's a color story that I can get into over and over and over again. I've really loved the looks that I've done with this. The shimmers are really impactful, really beautiful, really shifty. The mattes blend really well, are really beautiful. I do feel like this is missing like maybe one more darker shade to really get the impact and the contrast with this palette. Like this shade seems maybe like on the darker side, but it is pretty light. This is a gorgeous palette. It is really beautiful. I would definitely try another palette from Cryptine Cosmetics because this is just absolutely beautiful, worked really well, and yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. Also, it didn't crease on me. I did get some comments of people saying that it creased on them, didn't have any issue. I did wear this for a full day out and about and there were no issues. Then I tried the Fantasy Cosmetica Enchanted Autumn eyeshadow palette by Fantasy Cosmetica and Makeup Just for Fun. This is a beautiful eyeshadow palette. I really love the tones in here. I really love that it's an autumn eyeshadow palette without being like super warm and grungy. Like there's still something grungy to it, but there's a lot of cool tones in here. I really love the way these mattes blend. The shimmers are really beautiful. It's not my perfect palette because it doesn't really have like super light shades or really deeper shades. It's a little bit mid-tone, but it really is so inspiring to me. I do really love the looks that I've done with it. I think this is a great palette. It's really well done. I do feel like this is a little bit more of a companion palette to me. I have combined this in a look with the Saint Beauty Galactic Visitor palette, and I really loved that look. I had that on in my best of the year video, I think. Then the Unearthly Cosmetics All I Ever Wanted eyeshadow palette. There's not much I can say about this. It took me a while to review this because an all shimmer palette, it doesn't really make a lot of sense for what I'm doing right now in my life or being a YouTuber. I do think that the formulas in here are really beautiful. It's a stunning palette. Like the shimmer formula from Unearthly Cosmetics is really great. Then the Sigma Ambiance palette, I got this in PR from the brand. This is a really nice formula. I do really like the eyeshadow formula by Sigma Beauty. The mattes blend really well. They build really nicely on top of each other. I don't have any issues with them. The shimmers are a little bit more of a basic formula, but there are also some more kind of like impactful, almost sparkly shades in here, like this marigold shade. So you have some different options with the textures. Did really love the way it looks came out whenever I tried this palette. It is, however, not really my color, so it's a little bit too warm and toasty for me, but I do understand that they are sending this out in their Get to Know Sigma package. I do understand that because it is like something that a lot of people are gonna enjoy. I do like the formula. Then I recently tried the Lunar Beauty Day and Night eyeshadow palette. This is a palette with two sides that is magnetized, so we have kind of like a lighter palette and a deeper palette. I really like the formulas in here, but I already knew and that's why I bought it. I love the Lunar Beauty eyeshadow formula. The shimmers, especially in the Day palette, are absolutely stunning. I love the shade Bratty, so beautiful, and I love the shade Lumos. It's such a gorgeous kind of like white to yellow iridescent shade. Absolutely, like it's not really iridescent because it doesn't have a white base. There's just something very like glowing about it. Really beautiful in the inner corner. I have used this shade Mattitude a bunch lately. Like this is such a good crease shade for a basic look. And then here we have the darker shades. It's just a little bit more smoky, just a little bit more deep. Love the shade Killer Skin, really beautiful silver. I think this just makes a lot of sense. It's not the most interesting, most inspiring color story, but it's a really nice, easy to grab eyeshadow palette for if you really love neutrals like I do. I just really enjoy neutrals and I really enjoy this formula. I did really enjoy this palette and I did rank it pretty high in my yearly ranking. I can't deny that I love boring palettes when they are done well. And then we have another neutral palette that I just feel it's done so well. So this is the Molten Metals palette by Gloss Gods. This is really like a mixed metals type of color story. We have cool tones, we have warm tones, we have different shades in the shimmers. I think this palette works really well. Really love the shimmer formula of Gloss Gods. I just really enjoy how extremely shiny they are. Like they do them so well. The shades and the mattes I do also really enjoy. Like this satin shade is a really nice inner corner highlight, a really nice light shade to create some contrast, and this shade Polished is a really dark gray. It's not really a black, so I do enjoy deepening up things with that. I just feel like matte and brush are a little bit similar. Like one of them could have been maybe a little lighter, a slightly different shade. Maybe it could have even been like a light blue or anything to add a little bit of interest to the palette, but I do really enjoy the formula in this. I think it's a beautiful palette, and I just really love it when Gloss Gods does interesting neutral palettes. And by the way, I also tried the lip oils from Gloss Gods. One of them I just had, but it has disappeared, but this is shade Smirk, and I also have the other one. I don't know where it is. This is a pretty nice formula. It has a subtle kind of like candy-ish smell. It's a nice formula. It does feel quite like a lip gloss to me. Like, it doesn't feel as much as a lip oil as some lip oils that I've tried, but I do really like the formula. It does make your lips look really glossy. I do like the shades. It's comfortable. It's a nice lip oil. Then I don't believe I've updated you on the Icy Nude palette by Huda Beauty. Like, my last update was about a month ago at the time that I'm filming this. This, I think, is a nice palette. It's a well-formulated palette. I get the vision here, and I feel like the mattes work really well. There are a lot of beautiful shimmers in here. Some of them are a little bit more chunky, but if you kind of like smooth them out on the lid, they look really beautiful, especially like Diamond Dew and VVS. These are really interesting shades, different from other brands for sure. Aurora is definitely my favorite shimmer in the palette. It's really beautiful, kind of like icy mauve. I feel like this palette has a lot of potential, and I've really enjoyed the looks that I've done with it, but it's also a little bit one-noted in a way. I feel like there are a lot of mattes in here that kind of end up looking similar on the eye. I feel like this could have been condensed down a little bit. It didn't have to be such a big palette. And also we have the shade Bling. I feel like everyone has talked about this, but this is just a very gritty, standard, basic pressed glitter eyeshadow. I don't need that in my life. I'm never gonna use it. I swatched it, but I'm not gonna put that on my eye. So that is a throwaway shade. I'm glad that I tried this palette. I do think I'm gonna do more looks with it that I am gonna really enjoy, because I have enjoyed the looks that I've done with it, but it's definitely not a perfect palette. And for that price, I feel like they could have thought this through a little more. Okay, the last three palettes before we get into the advent calendars. I tried the new Revolution Forever Flawless palettes. I have here the one in Temptation. This is a more warm toned neutral palette. It's a little bit more of a standard color story, not my personal favorite. Then we have the one in Astronova. This one is green, purple, some neutrals. Really interesting colors actually, and at first sight I didn't know if this was gonna be my favorite, but in the end I did really enjoy the color story, and it did really like challenge me a little bit in a way that I really appreciate. Like, it's not too far from what I like to wear, but it does add some colors in the mix that usually I don't really use. And then my absolute favorite, this ranked really high in my yearly eyeshadow palette ranking. This is the Cherry Rebel one, and this one is just such a beautiful mix of cool tones and kind of like berry red shades. And then we also have some really light shades to really add some contrast. No black in here, but there is just a really nice kind of like gray brown here that you can use to deepen up the outer corner. This is such a beautiful palette. I've really in general enjoyed these three palettes, and I think that for the price especially, but also just like in general, not looking at the price, I think the formula in these palettes works really well. I feel like they swatch a little weakly. Like, when you see the swatches, it's kind of like, what's this gonna be? Is this gonna be any good? I don't know. But every time I've done a look with these palettes, it just has worked really well. The mattes have blended really well. The light pastel shades have just really brightened up the inner corner where I've used them. They are really pigmented and beautiful, and they just really have some different textures that makes it really interesting. Like, all of these palettes have a few shimmers that are more of a satin and a little softer, but combining things together, it just ends up being a really beautiful look. So I've actually really enjoyed the formula in these, and I'm gonna keep my eye open if Revolution is gonna come out with more palettes in this format. I feel like these are really nice. Like, they have really impressed me. I didn't really know what to think, but there are just some really nice sparkly shades in this. This shade Full Moon is just one of my favorite mattes I have tried in the past year, in 2024. Absolutely beautiful. There's just a lot that you can do with this, and just the berry shades with the cool tones, it's stunning. And this shade Bubbles is just so nice and textured. With these palettes, I've just created such beautiful looks. Absolutely stunning looks, and I can't deny it. I really enjoyed these. Okay, as promised, we are going to be talking about the advent calendars, and I'm going to focus on the Essence and Catrice advent calendars, and basically we're going to talk about if I would purchase these again. And the reason is you might be able to get these still on a sale, but I feel like the time is kind of like past for these. So let's start with the Essence one. I feel like in general the Essence one was pretty cute. For example, we have this baked highlighter, which I think worked well. It's a beautiful highlighter. It is smooth and it doesn't have any glitter. It is something that I feel like a lot of people would enjoy. We also have the eyeshadow palette, which I thought wasn't really like perfect, but you could do a pretty cute look with it. I wasn't really mad at it. I feel like I could have put a little bit more thought into that. Of course, we had some pH reacting products. We had some like cheek stains. We had some accessories. We had some lip liners, eyeliners, lip products, a cute little sparkly lip gloss. I feel like overall this calendar was pretty cute, but not really memorable. I feel like none of these products that I've tried because of the calendar by Essence really like stuck around, really felt like, okay, this is gonna be a favorite. I'm so happy that I got this. This advent calendar was only 30 euros, which I do think you kind of see in the products. I do think it's cute. I could still get into it a little bit more. There were also a few kind of like dot products. For example, this silky eyeshadow topper was just like unpigmented and super like chalky and powdery, like that did nothing on my eye. I also feel like there were a lot of kind of like hand cream, nail balm kind of things in there that weren't like super interesting. All in all, I feel like it's always, of course, a little bit of a risk, and I do have to say that probably I will buy the Essence one again next year, but more thinking about the content I can create with it. I do feel like these videos are really helpful and I do enjoy like opening them with you and trying the products with you. I feel like I could still get into the products by Essence a little bit more. I have to be honest, I haven't tried the nail polishes. What, did Essence have nail polishes? I haven't tried the nail polishes on my nails, but I did think those looked really cute. I feel like this advent calendar has a lot of potential, but it gives off a little bit like give it to your like 12-year-old niece for Christmas vibes. A bunch of the things weren't that great quality. A bunch of the things I'm never really gonna look at. And then there are a few things that I might see myself using again, but there's a lot of like pH reacting clear gloss or basically clear gloss. It's not like super exciting to me personally. I just have to be honest. Let me know if you bought the Essence calendar and how you felt about it, if you felt like it's worth it. But of course, like the Essence calendar and the Catrice calendar, after a bit, you can find them on sale for like maybe half the price. I'm not sure. Like you can find them on a good deal. And then I'd say that might be worth it for the Essence. And then we have the Catrice Advent calendar. This one is my favorite Advent calendar that I've tried. The Catrice calendar has a lot of products that are things that I will still want to use, that I'm still gonna remember, and that are like actually really nice. For example, this hydrating lip mask in a pink color. I think this is a really nice lip mask. It feels hydrating, it is glossy, and it just has a nice kind of lightish pink, raspberry pink color that I do enjoy. Like this is a nice lip mask. I would wear that like during the day if I want a little bit of a color to my lips. We also have this cream to powder blush, which I think is an interesting formula. It's kind of like a stain look to the cheeks. It's not my absolute favorite, but it does work. So I can imagine people liking that for that stained look. Then we also have the lip liners. I feel like these lip liners are really nice and creamy, nice colors. They work well. Maybe they're a little bit on the creamy side for some people, but these are nice ones, I think. And then we also have the two lipsticks that are in this advent calendar. We have CO2, and this one is the one I wore. Or was it CO1? No, CO2. This one was the one that I wore in my intro to most of my declutters, and people were asking me what I was wearing on my lips. That was CO2 from the advent calendar. It's a really beautiful formula. It's a really beautiful lipstick. This is CO1. These I can see myself wearing again. Like these are nice, creamy, pigmented, smooth. These are actually like colored makeup products that you can't find in the regular line, that you don't already have. Like these are nice quality, and I'm glad that I got to try them. So those are actually really beautiful lip products. And I don't feel like with Essence we really have something like that. Of course we have the Essence like lipstick crayon, but I do feel like this is a little bit on the drying side. It's a pretty subtle color. Then we also have the liquid lipstick from the Catrice collection. This is just their regular like liquid lipstick formula. This is a beautiful liquid lipstick, very smooth, long wearing, maybe a little bit sticky, but that does wear off. The eyeshadow palette in the end of the Catrice collection I did quite enjoy. The packaging is really nice and the color story makes a lot of sense. It's really beautiful. I didn't like in the first impression video this purple shimmer, but if I just kind of like cover that, the rest I did enjoy. I did kind of like more neutral looks with the rest of this and I did like it. The fact that we have kind of like these beigey neutrals in combination with a gray really works for me. I love those types of looks. So I've actually really enjoyed this eyeshadow palette and the formula in this. One of the things that I didn't really enjoy are the multi-chrome eyeliners. These are just super dry, hard to use, like basically unusable. One of these is kind of like crumbling apart when you're looking at it, and the other one I did try to use recently and I just didn't get any pigment on my eye, even though it did seem a little bit more creamy in the swatch. Overall, I think that the Catrice Advent calendar is definitely worth it because it does feel, at least this past year, it did feel like a capsule collection, a limited edition collection in a box. It wasn't like I could get doubles of anything. It wasn't like they were just throwing in some random bits and pieces. Of course, there were some accessories in this. You're always gonna get some accessories, but this was definitely my favorite. The whole vibe, the kind of like Great Gatsby holiday vibe, was really up my alley. So I would say that the Catrice one is my favorite that I've tried. Definitely picking that up again in 2025. The Essence one I'm gonna pick up, but my expectations are a little bit lower. It just feels a little bit more like random bits and pieces. Even though it's all like pink and with the stars, it doesn't feel as cohesive. The Kiko Milano one, now that we're talking about advent calendars, I honestly don't think is worth it paying full price for that. And even if you can get it on a sale, honestly, I would just wait for the Black Friday sale. It will take like maybe a month or two after the advent calendar has launched. Just wait for the Black Friday sale and just buy the things that you really want, you personally really enjoy from Kiko Milano, and buy them for the 3+3 off. Like, it's not the best sale in the world. Like, if it was 1+1, it would be way easier. But just buy the things that you really enjoy. Like, the Black Friday sale is right around the corner when they launch their advent calendar, and in their advent calendar are things that are in the holiday Wonderlights or just the holiday collection, and there are things that are in their regular line, so you can buy them. Like, you don't need the advent calendar for that. And I just feel like they could be doing so much more with the advent calendar. There is so much that I got from that Kiko Advent calendar that I'm never going to use, that I gave away to like friends, family. I didn't need like more than half of that stuff. So I'm probably not going to buy the Kiko Milano Advent calendar again. I just feel like that wouldn't be wise. I just feel like it isn't as exciting as these Essence and Catrice Advent calendars that are just a collection in itself. Okay, those were my thoughts, those were my updates. It's once again gonna be a long video, but I'm happy that I got this out there. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.